Is it right for a man to go for a sleepover in a lady's house? So that's a question that has been roaming around, and the answers that I am getting for this particular question, people are saying, some ladies are saying, only if you pay rent, otherwise ka kwako. Some guys are saying very tricky. Pastor wife caught cheating. That one, I don't want to say that. Hey, yeah, Kapsa, absolutely right. And then another guy says that lowers the dignity of such a man. It should be vice versa. And then some guy says that's pride. How can a real man go to a woman's house? Surely, that may be a woman in trouser visiting another woman. Wow, wow, that's so crazy. And then we have other people saying, was crazy hata wanajialika. That is so true, though I cannot come to a conclusion about that. So I don't know, mbona niwafiche. Hey, it's my house, right? Try me. I have no problem with a man spending a night at my place. Baroke amke narudi kwake. If I love him, I trust him, naweza enda kwake na anaweza kuja kwangu, not bad. Very very risky. Don't try unless you're sure of her. Kwani are we evil? We ain't evil, by the way. We are very good. And I don't see whether there's any issue with a guy coming to visit you at your place. But okay, if the two of you are dating, I don't see whether there's an issue. Then someone else says that's a personal decision, and if he sleeps over at Abeba Vitu asubuhi, no difference with inviting a man during the day or night time. Ndio tofauti, talks and motives remain constant. So that's it. For me, I don't see whether there's an issue. So long as the two of you are dating, that's perfect and it's okay. And if he has his own place and you also visit, that's okay. So like, I agree to that. A man can visit a lady in his or her home before they actually decide to move in together. So that's not basically a thing for people to debate about. Thank you. Hello guys, so welcome back again to my channel. Today we are going to be looking at hair. Okay, from the title you have seen basically what we're going to be looking at. We'll be looking at we'll be looking at some foods that originally looked totally different, like in the olden times and right now. So we are going to be checking what kind of foods were they and how have they evolved. Like, we human beings venye sisi tumeevolve from apes to the way we look like. So let's get right into the video.
You may take the appearance of everyday fruit and veggies for granted, but did you know they haven't always looked like they currently do? Through selective breeding, humans have been molding fruits and vegetables to our liking, changing the way they look drastically over the years. Here are 10 fruits and veggies that looked very different before we started cultivating them. Amazing! Number 10. Corn. The evolution of corn is a great example of how we can significantly change a vegetable over time. Corn actually comes from a Mexican grass called tisenti. The barely edible tisenti is small, skinny, and it has very few kernels. Back then, these kernels were also hard to reach, since they were encased by a hard shell. To peel it, you had to hit it with a hard object several times. It's also speculated that it had a very dry taste, like a raw potato. The link between corn and tisenti wasn't very easy to find, actually. For many years, nobody knew where corn came from, since it doesn't look like anything that grows in the wild. It was only after finding several similar chromosomes between the two that this link was determined. One scientist even managed to pop a tisenti kernel. The cultivation of tisenti to modern-day corn came about as, for each subsequent harvest, we selective bred the more desirable tisenti plants that had larger and more rows of kernels. This led the corn we know today, which is easy to peel and 1,000 times larger. Modern corn also contains 4 times more sugar compared to the natural old version of corn.
So like corn for kitambo used to look that awful guy black. So okay, I bet these scientists have actually done a great work, because here we could be having a hard time trying to peel off those coins. You're hearing that they used to use some hard things to knock off the coin, but for now it's okay. So for us, we call them maize. Outside Kenya, it's a corn. Anyway, no big difference. So we go
9. Avocado. The millennials' favorite fruit has gone through quite a lot of
before we
change,
go,
and it's
this one
all
has
for the
sugar.
better. In the wild, avocados are very small
Yani
and
our
can easily fit into
very
the center of
favorite
your
food,
palm, growing
like
to
our
about 3
fruit,
inches in
avocado
diameter.
of
The pit
all
of the
the
wild
things. I
avocado
wasn't
takes
expecting
almost all
avocado
the
to be a
space inside the
mountain.
fruit,
So let
leaving
us
little
see what
room for the
it
fruit's
used to
famous
look
green
like in the
flesh.
olden
Roughly
times
speaking,
and right
it would
now.
take close to 10 wild avocados to get the same amount of flesh that you would get with a single modern version of the fruit. Worse yet, the little flesh that it has doesn't taste very good. It has a rougher, grittier quality, in contrast to the creamy and tasty characteristic of the modern avocado. The wild avocado was also encased in a hard shell, quite different from the leathery, fleshy kind of skin that the current avocado has. Thankfully, our ancestors improved the fruit in significant ways, selectively breeding it, allowing us to have this tasty fruit that goes so well on toast.
Hey guys, I do love avocado like I don't know what. I can eat avocado. Yes, on a toast, it's very good. So if you've never eaten like avocado on bread, God, I think you're missing out the fine, and I don't know what the opportunity, or what should I call it. That thing is always sweet. And thankful to our ancestors. Oh, thank you very much. Right now we could be eating something that doesn't even have a taste, but they created us like something that is so sweet, the avocado. Actually I was eating one, lakini hii iko na mauziozi, so mimi sipendi zenye ziko na mauziozi. This is what I was eating, avocado. Wenye wajua avocado inakaa hivi, lakini si mbaya kama hii. Unaona hii iko na mauziozi. Hii inaitwa avocado ya Nairobi, hata inanga iko na tu mauzi. Anyway, that is like the avocado of that time. It used to look not okay. So we go to the third one.
The peach is another example of our ancestors using selective breeding to create a bigger and tastier version of a fruit. Domesticated by the Chinese around 4000 BC, the original peach was very small and resembled a cherry. It had a waxy skin and only 64% of edible flesh. It also had a taste that was described as earthly, sweet, sour, and slightly salty, similar to a lentil. Also, a big amount of the wild peach was occupied by the fruit stone, close to 34%. After thousands of years, farmers got to the version of the peach we have today. The current modern peach has soft, edible skin and is 64 times larger. It also has 90% of edible flesh, a vast increase from the wild peach. The stone in the current peach has also dramatically decreased in size, making up for only 10% of the fruit. The current peach is also 27% juicier and tastes 4% sweeter. All around, the peach has just gotten better through the ages. Number 7.
To be sincere, sijui kama nimeiona. Yes, I don't know whether I've ever eaten a peach, but I would like to try it. Maybe nimekula lakini sijui ilikuwa inaitwa peach. So for those who know the peach, that is how it used to look like, and this is how it looks like right now. So we go to our fourth one.
Eggplant. The wild variation of the eggplant is completely unrecognizable from the modern version we have today. Eggplants used to come in a variety of shapes, but most of them were round. In fact, the name eggplant actually comes from the fact that they were often white and round, hence looking like an egg that grows from a plant. They had a range of different colors like yellow, white, and even blue. Some of the earliest versions of the eggplant also had spines that connected to its flower. It's believed that the domestication of the eggplant started in places like China, India, and Thailand. They were initially used only for medicinal reasons because the wild eggplant had a bitter aftertaste. Through selective breeding, we arrived at the modern eggplant with its purple color and oblong shape. The spine has disappeared, giving way to its stem that connects to its flower. Better yet, the eggplant is now edible and really delicious.
So for the eggplant, you now know why it is called an eggplant. It used to be white, mmeona from history. So for me, I've ever tasted it. It's sweet, but don't ever fry. Nilifurahingi siku ya kwanza nakwambia, umeisikia kutapika. Hey. Anyway, that's the eggplant of that time. It used to come in varieties, as you have seen, but sasa sahi it's good. It's good.
6. Strawberry. Oftentimes, as shown in this video, humans molded fruits and vegetables to make them taste better. However, the opposite happened in the case of the wild strawberry. Known as Fragaria vesca, the wild strawberry actually tasted sweeter and is considered the better version of the fruit. However, the wild strawberry is much smaller than its modern version. So, why did the modern version of the strawberry lose its flavor? Reportedly, that's because other factors started coming into play, influencing how these fruits evolved. Farmers started favoring size, resistance to disease, and a better and bigger appearance, which ended up decreasing the taste of the fruit. The modern strawberry actually started to take shape when a French spy brought the Chilean version of the strawberry over to France. This variation of the fruit was significantly bigger than the ones grown in Europe at the time. The two species of strawberry were crossed and gave rise to the modern strawberry of today. Fun fact: what may look like seeds in the wild strawberry are actually called achenes. They are themselves tiny fruits with
Kwanza, I
tiny
will show
seeds
you
inside
like
of
a
them.
way
Number
of
5.
washing like the strawberries. So like most of them have bugs. So ukienda tu na maji yako unawasha na alafu unakula. Haya unakula vitu nyingi, vitu zinaitangwa bugs. I think that's where you get protein. Bado kuna protein, so there is a benefit and a disadvantage. But yes, strawberry ya kitambo ilikuwa inakaa sura mbaya, white. I wasn't expecting that to be like that. So now we are going to our fifth one. I think I will have a part 2. We are going to see the fifth one is the last one. So
Tomato. We have been shaping the tomato to our own taste for thousands of years.
So right
The
now we are
evolution of the
in the
tomatoes
fifth
happened
one.
in 2 stages. First, there was the wild ancestor of the tomatoes. These fruits had a size similar to berries and came in a bunch of different colors, like yellow, green, and purple. It's reported that the first cultivated tomatoes were small and yellow, which earned them the name golden apple. These wild tomatoes, after a large span of time, eventually evolved into the cherry tomato. From the cherry tomato, humans ultimately developed the big fruited red tomato, which is the fruit's most recognizable form. However, these changes weren't all for the best. Over the years, the tomato lost some of its genes that create sugar, making it less flavorful. Because of all the selective breeding the tomato has been through, most consider that there is little room to improve on the fruit's genetic traits. So it's probable that the tomato will stay largely the same for the near future.
Yani tomatoes used to look like that. God, I think I should say thank you for that one, cause like imagine uko unapika food bila nyanya na alafu you're trying to imagine hata haina color, haina taste, it has nothing. Like tomatoes play a big role in our food. Like if you don't know how to cook, yes, tomatoes bring a lot of flavor. So mimi bado nimeshtuka like hizo nyanya guy aki zilikuwa zinakaa vibaya, like sura mbaya sana. Anyway, that's it for the video. So if you did like the video, kindly leave a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. We'll be doing a part 2 next week. Yeah.